Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to another Magic the Gathering gameplay arena video. My name's Dan, I'm the MTG engineer, and today we are featuring another best of one standard deck, and today's deck is a mono blue mill deck. The entire goal of this deck is to mill our opponent, completely shatter their library so they have no cards left, and we win by milling them out completely. That is the entire strategy of this deck. So, with that being said, let's get into it. So, the best strategy that we have at milling our opponent is this card, Teferi's Tutelage. So, Teferi's Tutelage is a 3-mana enchantment, 2 and a blue. It says when Teferi's Tutelage enters the battlefield, you draw a card, then discard a card. So, you loot. Whenever you draw a card, target opponent mills 2 cards. Okay, so every draw we are milling them. We're milling them 2. All right, so if you're able to get those stacked, you're able to mill a lot of opponents. Even if you have just one on the battlefield and then you draw a bunch of cards, you are milling them for twice that many cards that you just drew. Excuse me. All right, so Teferi's Tutelage is very powerful in a mill strategy. I was actually thinking about this earlier. There's another blue card, blue enchantment from Ravnica. I believe it was Guilds of Ravnica, Drowned Secrets, I believe. So I'm thinking about putting that together in Historic. But anyway, I had just thought of that offhandedly. So that Drowned Secrets, that enchantment would kind of pair really well in this type of deck in Historic. So that being said, I mean, again, this is the main card. Okay, so let's go through the rest of these here. So in the 1 slot, Ruin Crab, big newcomer in Zendikar for a mill strategy. So it's a 1-mana creature crab. For 1 blue, has landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent mills 3 cards. So if you have Ruin Crab and Teferi's Tutelage out on the battlefield at the beginning of your turn, and you have a land in hand, okay, or you drew a land, you are milling them for 5. At minimum, you are milling them for 5. So that is powerful. You go through a couple of turn cycles with those cards on the battlefield, you will be milling them a lot. Okay, so Ruin Crab, really nice to have. Merfolk Seeker Keeper from Eldraine. Okay, adventure card. The sorcery side, Venture Deeper. Target player mills 4 cards just for 1 blue mana. And then the other side is a creature, Merfolk Wizard, a 0/4 body for 1 blue. Okay, so that 4 toughness is really helpful and is a really good blocker in the early game, mid game, and depending on board state and maybe the late game. Probably not going to stick around for more than a turn in a late game, but really good for early game to mid game. Okay, then we have Opt, 4 copies of Opt, instant, scry 1, draw a card. Okay, 2 slot, Frantic Inventory, full play set of Frantic Inventory. It's a good draw card. The ability to potentially draw you 4 cards for 2 mana in the late game, assuming you have 3 Frantic Inventories in your graveyard when you cast the 4th one. Potential to draw 4 for 2 mana can be very powerful. So with the lack of creatures I'm running in this deck, we're kind of relying on a lot of tempo plays. So we have a full play set of Into the Royal and Brazen Borrower. Okay, Brazen Borrower, 1 and 2 blue for a Fairy Rogue with Flash and Flying, 3/1. Of course, it's an adventure card, so has the Petty Theft side, an instant where you're returning you're returning target non-land permanent and opponent controls to its owner's hand. You're going to be using that in those tempo situations most of the time. Same thing with Into the Royal. Into the Royal is essentially that instant side of Brazen Borrower. And again, same cost with 1 in a blue. However, does have that kicker for an additional 1 in a blue. Okay, so if you pay that kicker cost, you're just drawing a card when you're bouncing something. So that kicker is very nice to have, typically in the late game. Okay, so Jawari Disruption. Okay, not a new these modal, believe they're modal dual-faced land cards. Okay, so that front side is that Jawari Disruption, 1 and a blue for a counter spell. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 1. So it's that soft counter. Typically those are good in the early game. Okay, not much so in the late game when your opponent has a bunch of untapped lands that they're able to utilize. And then the backside is just a tapped blue land. Okay, Maddening Cacophony. Okay, from my experience so far, I rarely cast this for a kicker. So let's actually go through it here. So it's a sorcery for 1 and a blue. Each opponent mills 8 cards. If the spell was kicked, which you can kick it for an additional 3 and a blue. Instead, each opponent mills half their library rounded up. Now, since this is a mill strategy, you're already going to be milling them a lot. You know, that kicker would really only help mostly in the early game when your opponent's library is relatively full for the most part. Okay, so I mean, in the late game, in this type of deck, their library is going to be dwindling. So typically 8 is going to be higher than half of their library. It's just what I found. So, I mean, it's nice to have that flexibility to be able to do that depending on the situation. So that is always nice. That is always a nice thing to have. Always nice. But just in this type of shell, I've just found that if you're just completely going all out on mill strategy, you're probably not going to be casting it for the madness, the kicker cost, all that often. But again, having that ability is always nice. Okay, so now we have a hard counter. Didn't say please. Again, fits in with that mill strategy. Counter target spell. It's controller mills 3 cards. I had a match where, you know what? I will get into that here in a second. Okay, now we have our large draw spells. Okay, into the story, 5 and 2 blue, but most of the time you're going to be casting this, you're casting it for 4, 2 and 2 blue. Okay, it's an instant. I forgot it was an instant a couple of times. So use that to your advantage. Instant, so much more powerful than sorceries, obviously. But okay, let's read it. The spell costs 3 less to cast if an opponent has 7 or more cards in their graveyard. Not difficult to do in a mill strategy deck. Draw 4 cards. So it's essentially 4 mana, draw 4. That's a good rate. 4 mana, draw 4. That is a very good rate. Okay, so what I was going to say. So I had cast into the story. Okay, I believe my opponent had a green and a blue untapped. Tapped them to try and counter. Then I countered with didn't say please. So I drew 4, had Teferi's Tutelage, milled them for 8, then milled them for an additional 3. So very nice. And then finally, Seagate Restoration, the blue mythic dual-faced land. Drawing equal to the number of cards in your hand plus 1 for 7 mana. So you're not going to be drawing in this deck. You're not going to be drawing a lot of cards typically. So again, that flexibility is nice, and then the potential to come in as an untapped blue source in the early or mid game. And then we have 12 islands and then 3 Castle Vantresses. So that's the deck. Yeah, it's been fun. I mean, it's a straight up mill strategy. So in a mono blue shell. So with that being said, let's get into some games. On the draw, I mean, I've got 4 lands. Yeah, we'll keep. All your decks are bad. Nice. Oh, we're going to want to move this over here. Yep, let's get that tapped land in. Okay. Okay. All right, so Ketria Triome, Teamer. Well, pretty sure we know what we're playing against here. Nope. To the royal land. Let's see if... All right. Resolves. Like to keep that. We'll get rid of that. Yep. All right, so Scute Swarm. Green. Cultivate. All right. Here we come a ramping. Oh. Okay. We got a plains and a mountain. Yep. So Omnath's gonna be coming soon, I would assume. And turn. Yeah, they needed the white. Yup. No, I don't really want you to have Omnath. Yep, there's Genesis Ultimatum and Terror of the Peaks. Yep. Alright, so Ending Cacophony, we'll keep that. Okay. Okay, so we just milled 8. We will mill 4 more. How many we got left? 24? Okay. You got it. So now I'm on a clock. 4-turn clock. So here's a good situation where I will probably kick Maddening Cacophony. How many do we have? Okay, so we have 6, so I have enough to kick it. Okay, so I'm taking 5 at least. He's got all 4 Uros in the graveyard. Okay, so he needs to kill me. He needs to kill me this turn. Okay, so he only has 2 blue sources. What's he gonna do? Because he needs both those 2 blue for Earl, but at this point he only has 9 cards in the graveyard. So now he has 1 blue. Yup. That was the right play, actually, for Kenrith. So now I'm down to 5. Okay. So 5, 6, 7. If we 5. Nope. Mill 8. There's the... there is... Oh, nope. Alright, that's game. Got him. Alright. That was good. Good game. Okay. Yeah, this is a good hand. Good hand to keep. I killed Asmodian? I do not understand that reference. I feel like I probably should, but I don't. That's okay. Should I have hung on to that? Yeah, maybe. Probably. All right. Okay, what did we just get rid of? You got it? Got it? No 1 mana plays. Okay, so Dimir. Got it? Alright, so this is going to be... Alright, this is a race to mill now. But with all those flyers... I mean, that's 6 damage. Oh. Get rid of you. Yeah, I mean, I'm the one who's on a clock. 100% I'm on a clock. What I need, Brazen Borrower. Oh man, did I have? Yeah, and there goes 1, 2, and into the Royal. Okay, there we go. That's 1. Okay, so he's got 40. Boy, I'm on a 2-turn clock. Which he doesn't have a counter. Okay, that's okay. I'm okay with that. Because do that. Another tutelage. We'll see what we draw here. Oh boy. I need the Brazen Borrower. 100%. Okay. Am I going to be able to survive? He's got 30. I have less cards than in my graveyard than he does. Is that Zerathsan in his hand? Even if he does, I don't. Okay. Okay. Okay, so I have a total of 5. I have 5 mana. I would prefer to... Yeah, I can only... Okay. 2 cards in hand. Don't know if I'm going to be able to... Okay, he's picking the... Well... If that's another counter spell, then I am dead. Attack with the Ruin Crab. So the question now becomes, can I mill 23 cards in a turn? Probably not. What I need is into the story. Oh. Okay. The problem is that Soaring Thought Thief has flash. That's the big problem right now. So I can return. Dang it. Unfortunately, I do not have a counter in hand. Yeah. I mean, I can mill 8. But to what end? I do not think I have a way out of this. Yeah, I don't think I have a way out of this. We'll see, but I do not think so. Land? Is it a land? If I can survive this turn, there may be a shot. But how many drawn unlocks does he have? He used 2, 3. So he's got 1 more, I think. Mill 2. I have 12 left. Yeah, that was the big problem, is the flash on that. So, yeah, I removed him from combat, but see if there, yeah. Yeah. Not much, really not much I could do there. What I had to do was just mill them really fast, and I was not able to. What I needed to draw was what did I need to draw? Into the story. That was what I needed to draw there. Right. On the draw, yeah, this is a good hand to keep on the draw. Okay, Tangled Veil. So my guess is this is going to be a Teamer, or the 4-color Omnath. Yes, we'll take that land. Okay, so hopefully we can get down Tutelage. We've got two in hand. Okay, so just I'm thinking here. Yeah. I want to get them down quickly. Yeah, if we can do that. Discard. What are we going to discard? We will discard. No, I need that. Discard that. Discard End of the Royal. Since I have Brazen Borrower in hand. Okay. That's good. Got rid of Omnath and another Lotus Cobra, excuse me. Mm-hmm. Oh, another Fable Passage. So we can get, what, 6? One, 2, 3, 4. So we have another Omnath here, is my guess, in hand. He has white there in that triome. Another Cultivate. Okay. Does he have Genesis Ultimatum in hand? Is the question. That is the question. Boy. Let's get rid of that. Okay. Okay, so I draw 4. That's gonna mill 16. So if I cast that next turn, we're milling 20. Okay, so that's 6. That's 6. He's got 6 damage on board. He can cast Ugin. He only has a red. No. He's got Dryad. So he can tap that for blue. And I have another Secret Keeper. So that's 4. That's 16. And then mill 4. I think that's exactly... No. No. If I draw... Okay, so hang on. Hang on. I already played a land. He's got 2 cards left. He has 1 right there, and then all those that he can actually play. One, two, three, 4, 5, and then 6, 7. He only has 7. So he can't. Okay. 9. Okay. Yep. So, okay. I want to look at this. Let me see here. So if I did not have Secret Keeper, he's had 1 card. Oh, well, no, I just drew it. Then, yep. Because he was not able to take care of the tutelages. What he should have done, I don't know why he didn't cast Ugin right away. He should have cast Ugin right away. -3. Now, granted, he would have lost them. Yeah, I mean, he had how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So he had 10 lands. He had 10 lands in play. He played a land. I believe he did play a land. So he generated 2 more mana. So he should have, yeah, I think he missed lethal. Potentially. I think he potentially did miss lethal. Now, again, with the 1 card left, you know, if he was able to take care of the Teferi's tutelages, you know, he would have left himself in a better spot, I think. So, yeah. All right, yeah, we'll go one more. See how this last one goes. All right. Squiddy T, man. Nice. Good name. I like it. Yes. On the play, I can never really toss Teferi's tutelage. Okay, Ruined Crab. Hello, Squiddy T, how are ya? You know, how do you get those? My assumption is by playing in a tournament. Playing/winning, not sure. Oh, nope, don't want to attack. And Bastion of Remembrance, that's a good card. So mono black. Yep. So we're probably not gonna see Veto. Oh, there we go. Oh, he's got the, yep, dead weight. Why did I not realize that? That was stupid of me. My own fault. Tabarax, huh? Nice. Yeah, I did not. When I went to block, didn't even think about the dead weight. Mill 4. Okay, so he is running Veto. I forgot he can give everyone lifelink on your team. I'm not casting him now because I want to keep 2 open. We'll take the 2. Yep. Got it. And opponent. Luris. That'll do it. Okay. And opt into the story. There we go. However, what I do need is another. There we go. Land. Okay. Okay. So that's again into the story, so drawing 4, milling 16. But it's not really what I want to do right now. What does he have in the graveyard? He casts 1 thing. Yeah, you don't really want that. I think we do it on the upkeep. Well. He's probably got a land. Alright, yep. So then he's going to cast the... Where'd it go? There it is. Archfiend's Vessel. Get a 5/5. Okay. One, two, three. We have 4. So what we do is 1, boom, drop, there. There, and next, and how many? 26? Yep, you got it. Kind of figured that was happening, but that's okay. Okay, can draw. 25. We're going to get rid of... Ah, dang, that sucks. So now I'm taking 5, which I do not like. Okay. 25 cards in his library. Okay. Brazen Borrower. That was a good draw. Okay, we'll end. How many? 18? Sweet. Okay. Alright. Gonna play it out again? Yep, he is. Yep. Take the 2. He'll draw. 17. Down to 5. Opponent's at 30. 2 black left open. Not sure what else he can do with it. Another Scorpion. Assuming he kills that off, he can just do another 2 to me. Okay, yep. So now I'm down to 3. He'll draw 16 cards. Down to 12 cards. Woe Strider. Into the story. And that'll do it. Teferi's Tutelage is the card for Mill now. Crazy. And turn, and that's game. Got him. Oh, we're still at 2? Oh, there we go. Rank up. Silver 1, baby. Menial silver. It's all right. All right, well, there we go. And there you have it. Mono Blue Mill. All right, well, I'll be back here in a minute with a wrap-up. All right, guys, well, there you have it. There's my Mono Blue Mill deck for best of 1 standard for now. Yeah, can it stand to do some tuning? Of course. A lot of my decks. I'm not the greatest deck builder. I'm not. I feel like I am still really learning the art and the intricacies of deck building. It's fun. Do not get me wrong. Deck building is fun. In really any format, deck building is fun. But it really does. It requires a lot. It requires a lot. But you know what? When you build a really good deck, you know, you just get this sense of accomplishment. It just feels really, really good. So did that happen here? I don't think so. But it's fun. But it was fun. Yeah. So, you know, I think in a lot of those games you saw when I really won was Teferi's Tutelages on the battlefield and then casting into the story, drawing 4, milling for at least 16. So yeah, I mean that's the power of those cards working together. Now, if someone counters it, like if you run it, when I ran into another the Dimir deck, the Dimir Rogues, I really had no prayer. Really did not have a prayer. They had the flyers. I had no way to block flyers. Not on board, at least. I mean, I did have Brazen Borrower, but yeah, in the mirror, it's not very well. It doesn't do the greatest, but I feel like against anybody else who's not really prepared for mill, then you know you've kind of got them. So those Omnath and Uro decks, yes, you are powering them. You're powering their graveyard. You're turning on Uro. You're giving them more fodder to sacrifice, or excuse me, to exile with Uro. But if you're able to mill them quick enough before they kill you, then who cares? Is it competitive? No, but yeah, I mean, it worked. You know, in what we did, it worked. So anyway, there you have it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a comment, give me a like, subscribe. If you can, I would greatly appreciate it. You know, just starting out. So, you know, all the support means a lot, means a ton. Yeah, so I appreciate you guys stopping, watching my video, and yeah, I will see you in the next one. See you guys.